Okay, welcome back. This is Peggy from Say Yes to You. And on this channel, I love to talk about things related to personal development, law of attraction, meditation, all those wonderful things. It's my goal that with every video, I can offer you a tip or trick, a technique, something that you can use to start to say yes to yourself sooner than later. The last video that I posted was about why some people say EFT or tapping doesn't work. What I talked about more specifically was this pattern versus the specific events. When you tap on a pattern such as I'm depressed, I'm overweight, or I'm a poor public speaker, I'm bad with money. These are patterns. There are going to be different events that happen in your life that, when put together, they created this pattern. So, what you really want to do is tap on the specific events. Hold on there. That is my tip for the day. Make sure that when you're doing your tapping, have a piece of paper and a pen and write out, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 specific events that relate to your belief system, that relate to that pattern that you're wanting to change, and tap on those. Excuse me. As always, I am going to be looking down at my note cards here to keep myself on track. These topics really are very interesting to me. I could go off on tangents. I could kind of talk about these things ad nauseum because it's really fascinating. So, with the EFT, with tapping on specific events, one of the wonderful things that people experience when they're doing their tapping is a phenomenon that's called the generalization effect. The generalization effect is this thing where you have your list of specific events. You've chosen the ones that hold the most charge for you. You tap on those. When you look at the other events, all of a sudden, they don't hold as much of a charge. Why is that? I didn't tap on it, but yet I don't have that same emotion around it. That's the generalization effect. So it's more than just anecdotal, meaning it's more than just, something that people experience, that people talk about. There is actual research that backs up this generalization effect. The research, I'll say it right now. The research is from Phelps and LeDoux, 2005. I'm going to put it in the description box. But it's research out of New York University, the Department of Psychology. And in that article, what they talk about is the hippocampus. So the hippocampus, part of our brains, is part of the limbic system, part of our primitive brain. And what that hippocampus is doing is it is comparing different events. It's making different associations, taking information and making associations with that. It is remembering things for us and creating relational memory. What that means basically is, because it's part of the primitive brain, in those caveman days, we were having to react more quickly for our survival. As the brain evolved, it began to make shortcuts, take out reasoning, take out response time, so that what we have now is this reflex that's really meant for protection. And when you look at it from the aspect of, human psychology, the brain's job is to keep us alive. The brain's job is to protect us from dangers that are real and dangers that are perceived to be real. So that danger might be public speaking, for example. Is public speaking really a danger? Yes, it is. You know that we humans are born with two fears. We're born with the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. When polled, people say their number one fear is not death, People's number one fear is public speaking. So there's something about getting up in front of a room of people. There's something about getting up in front of your friends and family at Thanksgiving. There's something about getting up on a stage or going into the office with your boss or whatever. There's something about that strikes fear, actual fear in us. So it's very real. If you are perceiving it, it's real. So how do we get to that point? Well, I do have a couple of examples here with the public speaking. A way to explain that fear of public speaking could be, suppose you're a child and you have to do a report. You are walking up to the front of the classroom and you trip and fall. You fall over your shoelaces or something like this. You trip and fall, and because kids are mean, they start laughing at you. You're doing your report and maybe you're stammering or stuttering or saying something off, and the kids laugh at you. Maybe the teacher criticizes you. My point being, there's something about that experience that stirs up emotion inside of you so that you develop an aversion to being in front of people talking. And that's only because the emotions that went along with that memory were such that you no longer want to experience that. So it's a protective mechanism. Your brain is actually protecting you so that when you hear you've been selected to give this presentation in front of the department, you bypass, your reasoning mind, and you go back to that primitive brain and you register that as danger. Something that is a little more in line with actual danger could be a fear of dogs. Many people have a fear of dogs. They were bitten by a dog as a young child. Maybe in adulthood, they were attacked by a dog or something like this. And that memory is so jarring that when they see any dog, a different breed of dog, a smaller dog, a little poodle, they're afraid now. So you're bypassing a lot of the other cognitive abilities that you have, and you go straight to that fear. And it does make sense that we would want to avoid something that's scary, but it can actually work against us because, that public speaking could mean better relationships with friends and family. It could mean that you do get that promotion. It could mean, more exposure for you. So it's nice to have this tool of EFT to address those things for us. So the generalization effect goes back to your hippocampus, goes back to Phelps and LeDoux, 2005, and the research. So again, the tip that I have for you today is when you're doing your tapping, go specific. Get as specific as you can and tap on the actual event. I have 2 videos here on this channel that not only talk about EFT and its benefits, but also lead you through some tapping sequences. But don't just go by me. There's so many videos here on YouTube that you can follow along to. That's pretty much it. If you liked the information presented today, go ahead and give the video a like. Peruse my other videos. If you like that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.